Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? This is BC, Brian Casella. Welcome back to another episode of Supreme Being. As we get back into the schedule of doing these things regularly, right? I've been bouncing around. I've announced at teambcevents.com. You can check out our tour, which we'll be updating. January is already pretty much booked out. We're already working on February. I got a lot of new announcements coming. Exciting times. Okay, so now in this particular podcast, I want to cover specifically how you can charge more for your services. This applies for products as well. But we really have to take a closer look at this thing. If this is something we legitimately want to do, this is not a fad. This is not like a get rich quick thing. This is a legitimate way to not only differentiate your product, but make sure that you're getting what it's worth, right? I've gone over the last couple of years continuously with everything I do, whether it's the retail real estate side, the coaching and training side, the traveling and speaking and masterminding and all that. All my prices continuously have gone up as I've evolved, but I want to cover with you today specifically how I've gone over that and some things that you can take away and make sure that you put forth in regards to what you do. Okay, so let's start with this, right? I look at my field, real estate. That's where I started, and that's where everything originated. A lot of people come in and believe just because they're, again, newer at something that they immediately have to give a discount or lower the price, and that's false. You don't have to do that. Okay, I get a lot of questions like, yo, I'm a new agent or I'm the new person at this. Do I need to do it cheap? Not necessarily. I'm going to give you a quick tactic right now in order for you to build up your value, because what we're looking at here is what you charge and then the perception of the potential client, right? And really, in order for people to justify seeing a particular value in something, there's particular boxes that need to be checked off, right? We know that the box of experience typically can be checked off, not even necessarily with showing on paper what you've done, but with just how you go about talking about your brand, how you present yourself, how you speak, and how you carry yourself. That usually unconsciously lets people know if you're new or not, right? Typically, the people who get asked if they're newer give the indicators that they're a rookie. So I don't want to specifically cover that. Let's get into the nitty gritty. Okay. One thing you can do to severely tip the scales in your favor is to specifically have a lot of raving customer testimonials, right? One thing that I emphasize a lot to newer people is get those video testimonials, do a great job, and make sure that you over deliver to people. So a strategy you can use if you're on here and you're saying, man, I'm newer or I haven't done it, I'm going to give you two. Number one is this. If you're doing something and you're brand new, car detailing, real estate, coaching, whatever it is, do a couple of case studies. Do 3, 4, or 5, where you take 3, 4, or 5 customers and you say, hey, I'm going to offer you my coaching, this, a car detail, whatever, at a discount. And in exchange, I want you to specifically agree prior to that if I deliver and I over deliver and I do a fantastic job, that you're going to give me a picture testimonial, a written testimonial, and a video testimonial. Okay. And I want you, by doing that, you put yourself in a position where now you're doing a worthy exchange with somebody, meaning you're delivering and over delivering, which I hope you do. And everybody who I teach, I assume you're going to over deliver, right? You're over delivering, but now you've leveraged it by allowing yourself to get raving testimonials, raving fans, raving clients. That's what you want. People who are overly satisfied with what you have to offer. That checks off this first box. Okay. Now, if you've already been in the business for a while, go back, talk to all your past clients, all the people who have done business with you, everybody that knows the type of business that you have and the level that you deliver at. And I want you to specifically ask them for a written testimonial, a video testimonial. And if you have to go on site and ask them for it and get a video with them, that's fine. It doesn't matter if you served them 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. It does not matter. Okay. Make sure you do it. That's one of the number one most important and biggest leverage pieces that you can use in order to brand yourself and give yourself the reputation, right? And I want to cover specifically why. Okay. One is this. That material now, excuse me, I have to sneeze. That material now, okay, can be leveraged many different ways. We don't live in the era anymore where somebody is going to sit there and read your testimonials and call people to verify it. Some may, but that is the exception to the rule. What are they going to do? They might go to your website and look through video and written testimonials. They'll go to your social media outlets. They'll go to your Instagram. They'll go to your YouTube. They'll go to your Facebook to make sure right? If they're really curious and interested, how many people are talking about your brand? Now, here's something I want to make very clear to you, right? If you ever got a review that's like 4 out of 5 stars or 3 out of 5 stars, I'm going to recommend that you put it on. Why? It shows honesty and transparency. You know damn well when you go on to a website or anywhere and everybody has 1,000 or 500 5-star reviews and not one bad one, you know that's not legit. I don't care how great you are, you're never going to have 100% satisfied customers. Even if you deliver, some people still aren't satisfied. I had clients that I over delivered for in real estate who gave me 3 or 4-star reviews. But when you look at it objectively, meaning you look at the transaction and what I was required to give them, I gave them what they wanted and some. However, somewhere along the way, they didn't agree and they gave me a 3 or 4-star review. Perfectly cool. Perfectly cool. I'm not complaining. However, you could clearly see it on my profiles. And I never hid them. I never complained. And at the end of the day, I know that makes me look real as a brand, because anybody who claims to have 100% satisfaction guaranteed is not legit. Is not legit. Everybody even has satisfied customers who will not give them a 5-star review. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. Okay. So if you do have one that isn't a 5-star, again, assuming you did do a good job. If you didn't, then that's an indicator of where you can fix something or improve your customer service. And that's still good too. Right. But let's move on. That's that. We have that side of it. The other part is what I mentioned in regards to your brand and your reputation. I can now start sharing that stuff on social media and everywhere, right? I can put the clips on my Instagram and the stories. I can put it as a regular post or a reel. I can literally use these people to send out emails and do all this marketing for me, because people typically are going to fall into 3 lanes: the sidewalk, the slow lane, and the fast lane, the SSF. Okay. The sidewalk is the people who are never going to buy, who are the spectators, who will comment, complain, maybe give you praise or anywhere in between, but they're never going to do anything. The fast lane is the few percentage points, like 2 or 3% of people who are like ready right now and who are going to do something, right? The vast majority of your customers are going to come from the slow lane, which is people that you have to drip, people that you have to talk to multiple times, people that you have to send emails to, call, follow up with, send text messages, right? Send smoke signals, whatever you do. You send them gifts, however it is that you reach out to them and contact them on a regular basis, the vast majority of your customers, 9 out of 10 or more, are going to come from that. It's not going to be wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, one call closed. That's just not the way it works for the majority of services and things that you're doing on this planet, okay? And when you have these testimonials, you can cycle them in with what you do. So if I create a sequence of emails and I send out 3 in a week, one of them is going to be a testimonial or testimonials, because I have so many. Okay. How can you determine if somebody delivers a great service, right? How good it is? How can you? By the satisfaction of their customers. If it's a trainer or coach, by the level of their students. That's how you do it. Okay. And through the testimonial, you can demonstrate this directly. Okay. Number 2 is you need to be very clear if you want to raise your prices, right? The more niche and clear you are on who you're going to target and what specifically you can do for them, the better it's going to be. Okay. Because now you're only going to market to the right people, meaning they're looking for you. And at the same time, they fit the criteria, right, of the product or service that they're looking for. So you're going to put yourself in front of them more often using hashtags, the wording in your, ads, or in your Facebook and your Instagram posts, your videos, or whatever it is. So I'm going to walk you through, right? Because I have a document where I've created everything for my coaching, the different tiers, the events, and what we offer. And I'm going to walk you through one of them, right? This is my Distinguished Agent Coaching, formerly known as Modern Success. And I'm going to go over some of the stuff with you so you can see, okay? All this stuff is updated now. Hell, I'm even going to go over some of the prices with you that we have set. And all of this is on one document. And this is a working document, but this goes to show and demonstrate to you the specificity that we use with what we're doing to, again, know who it's for, what it's going to do, right? What the result is, and be as specific as possible about it. Okay. So let's get straight into it right now. Let me pull up this document. Let's do it. So Distinguished Agent, formerly known as Modern Success. Pricing as of January 1st, 2023. If you pay in full for a year, it'll be $5,000, or you can do a $6,000 payment option, which will be broken up into 3 payments. Or now we offer one lifetime payment where you can pay once with additional bonuses. You get lifetime membership for this program, meaning you only pay once and never again, and that's $10,000. Okay. The promise of the program. The promise of the program is designed to get a real estate agent or salesperson, right, whoever it is, to consistently set 5 qualified appointments every work week and consistently close 2 to 3 transactions a month and peak at that second level that I've designated in all of my structures, which is the organizational level, minimum finishing at making $150,000 for the calendar year, which can equate to $12,000 to $15,000 a month, roughly, right? Ideal customer is an organizational level agent, right? That level 2 agent, meaning they're probably making between $50,000 to $100,000 a year, closer to $50,000. They're setting less than 5 appointments per week. Right now, they're maybe closing 1 or 2 deals a month, but not consistently. And they're looking to take it to the next level. They're coachable. They're willing to put in the work. They've had some success, but they know something is missing. And they know they have to focus on mastering on their lead conversion, converting leads, being able to qualify and set more appointments, and mastering their buyer and seller and investor presentations. This will achieve $12,000 to $15,000 a month consistently with potential for more. Okay. So there it is. Then we have what's included in my core offer and the bonus offer, right? The bonus offer meaning if they act now when they get on a call to decide if they want to join. And then we have all these other bonuses. Now, I'm not going to go over everything on this podcast because it's a podcast and it's not a sales pitch. You guys can schedule a strategy call that's available on my website if you're interested in learning more, or you can reach out to me directly if you're interested in my coaching, this one or anything else I have to offer, and we can talk. Okay. But that gives you an idea. I mean, take a look at this. I just described to you the promise of this program and the ideal customer. Do you have a document letting people know what that is and what that looks like so you can teach it to your staff so you know in your head what your ideal customer is, right? Why? Everything stems from there. My marketing, right? Because you have to understand that there's this part of the equation that people miss. It's the perceived value also what you have to maximize. To a particular audience and ideal customer, the perceived value of what I offer is much higher than I'm charging. I'm a figure in the sales and communication and real estate force and all that. And even if somebody who doesn't know me, when they find out what's offered in this program, again, specifically for that ideal customer, they're going to be like, man, that's amazing, right? If I ask a plumber and I tell him the valuation of my program, he's going to say, dude, what the hell are you talking about? He sees zero value on it or in it because he's not the ideal customer. Many of you, whether it's traditional sales or you're selling your services or product, you're wasting your time trying to negotiate with people who are not an ideal customer, who have zero perceived value of what you have to offer, and they're never going to buy. And then you're sitting there scratching your head saying, wait, do I need to raise my prices, lower my prices? You haven't even identified, number one, the promise of your product or service specifically, but number two, who your ideal customer is. Who is it? If you're a real estate agent listening to this, what's your promise specifically as an agent? What can you do? How do you stack up according to everybody else so somebody can see it on paper and very quickly decide if you're the right person for them? Who's your ideal customer? Is it a price range, right? Is it a particular employment? Are you a military specialist who specializes in that niche and you want relocating people within the military and that's your ideal customer? Perfect. I don't know. Maybe you want to specialize with professional athletes. Fantastic. Who is your ideal customer? And is everything built around the acquisition and the attraction of that ideal customer? Period, point blank. That is now how we can clearly identify the value of what we have to offer. And more importantly, not only the valuation that we based on it, which is in that document that I explained to you, but also what the perceived value is going to be, right? So some of the prices I gave you, right, in comparison to what I offer, that's a very good value. Somebody who's interested will sign up for sure. Right. And this is why everything I've done has been successful up until now. Because if you charge the prices and you have a shitty product with no value, guess what? No one's going to pay for it, or they're going to pay for it and ask for their money back. Our customer satisfaction is through the roof. We have raving fans. I've churned out a ton of students and continue to, and we have new signups. And this is a constant thing. And I'm happy. Right. I get paid. I deliver the value. They get the result. They're booming. They're growing. Fantastic. That's what we want. Right. That's commerce at its finest right there. Because again, if you're in a position right now where you think something is worth something and you did a pretty good job about identifying your ideal customer and having the promise of what it is that you have, but nobody's buying, you either have a marketing problem, a sales problem, or a product problem or service problem. Is your service or product really that good? You need to take a look at it and be honest and real with yourself. And if you are not sure, you need to get an objective viewpoint, right? Me or somebody at a good level to be able to decide if this product is good or not. Sales. Are you good at selling? Because eventually you have to sell. People are indecisive, and you're going to have to learn to persuade people to a degree, that individual who is interested in your product or service that maybe inquires about it. Can you help lead them to a decision? How about the marketing? Are enough people seeing, and the right people, are they seeing what you have to offer? Because at the end of the day, even with skill, it is a numbers game. Are enough people seeing it? What if 100 people need to see your product before one shows interest or buys? If only 10 people are seeing your product per day, at best, you'll get one sale every 10 days or 3 a month. And for most businesses, that is flat out not enough. It's not enough, right? Because if more people are seeing it and more people are buying it, guess what? That raises the perceived value. And you may be able to raise your price because that indicates you have a very good product. Now, there's a bunch of other sales tactics, urgency, and all that. I'm not going to cover that on this one because I want you from the inside to look at this and build your value and be able to determine a price and know some simple things that you can do to increase not only what you charge, but the perceived value of what it is that you have to offer. Okay. And remember, lastly, as we wrap this up, that images is a lot. The people who represent Team BC and myself and everything, we do have an image and brand that has a great reputation. That's known for certainty and delivering the product and prestige and power and wealth and success and strong mindset and confidence and all these things, right? But that's been an accumulation of 10 years of burning this brand into people's minds through my social media, because what you do and what you represent consistently is how people will perceive what you have to offer. Okay. So with that said, I appreciate y'all being here. Go to my website, check out the Team BC events. If you want to schedule a strategy call to talk about the coaching or anything else that I have to offer, you're more than welcome to. You can go to my website, briancasellacoaching.com, and just getting on our email list, you get a free training. Other than that, reach out to me. I appreciate the support. Keep continuing the 5-star reviews for Supreme Being and everything else. I really, really appreciate you guys. Okay. See you on the next episode. Peace.